Welcome to Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast.
Where our overconfident opinions are backed up by cherry-picked stats.
Play ball.
Is it football season yet?
No. All right, welcome in.
It's the boys from Minnesota back at it again. Hot takes from Nels, Tyler, Josh, and Ben. From the first batter up to the safe clinching pitch. Get up out your seats, it's Swing and a Miss.
Welcome to a very special episode of Swing and a Miss, where we are going to go over predictions.
Yeah, 2026 is underway. This is Saturday, March 28th, and is this opening day?
It's the first day in which
Sure.
every team plays on the same day. So
I feel like
Wouldn't it be on which?
this is not an English podcast.
all I know is MLB used to have a time where all 30 teams would play on the same day, or at least be scheduled to, oftentimes with a day off afterwards in case of a rain out. However, they seem to split people between a Thursday and a Friday start for reasons. So this is Saturday. We've got games going on right now. We're not going to do a score check because that would be ridiculous,
Cheating.
and
Cheating.
it would be spoiled by the time that you guys listen to this thing and it gets uploaded. But we can make some statements and bloviations about what we think is going to happen in 2026.
And pure overreactions to 2 days of action.
Sure, we can do that as well.
Actually, would just
Like
prefer-
Kevin McGonigal will have 405 hits because that's his pace so far this
Yeah.
I
season.
would actually just
For-
prefer to do bloviations.
For the first 2 weeks of the season, extrapolating stats gets to be exceptionally fun.
It's ridiculously awesome.
It depends on what end of the spectrum you're on for that.
Yeah, well, it can be like the Giants are on pace for an 0-162 season. So are the Twins.
Hey,
It's-
Josh. 162.
162 and 0
Yeah.
until told otherwise.
It's
see
still
what
a
happens.
possibility.
We'll see what happens today, but ooh, I'm all right with it.
So does anyone have any overreactions? Because I am not of the personality type to do so.
I have a quick one. The Angels over the Astros.
This is
Wow.
the first time the Angels have been 2-0 since like 2007.
I'm not gonna lie. I expected a split at best.
Since the iPad came out.
Holy crap!
Mike Trout might be a thing again.
He might be. He's looking great. He'll get injured. Don't worry. But I'm shocked by the Angels.
I think it's honestly more of a statement on the Astros. I think the Astros are kind of done. I mean, everybody of consequence, with exception of Yordan Alvarez, and depending on what you think about Isaac Paredes, is on the wrong side of 30. Correa's over 30, Altuve's 36, Christian Walker's 35. I know their pitching, is decent and mid 20s and stuff, but they're still like unproven. Their proven guys are old. They're aging out. I think that we
But
might start
still-
seeing the slide.
But still, even with that, are you not surprised to see the Angels 2-0?
I mean, would I have picked it? Absolutely not. But I mean, their young guys are playing well. Shanuel, Ohapi, Zach Neto, and when you've got Trout playing like Trout, I mean, that's going to be great for the offense. The offense is rolling.
Ohapi is a fun name.
It is.
It is a very fun name.
And he's a fun player to watch too.
That's my biggest shock, I guess, is that I have some other ones, but I'm curious to see what the rest of the group
And the
thinks.
thing is, it's overreaction time, so this could very well be the Angels' longest winning streak of the season. So we don't know. No one knows anything at this moment. I do know that Angels fans have not had a good time recently. So at least you've got these past 2 days where you've been kicking down the teeth of Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked also by the Yankees. I'm sorry, Nels. I'm pretty shocked by the Yankees.
They won like 96 games or something last year.
I know, but I expected at least in the first two that it would be a split.
Well, that's a testament more to the Giants than the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that the Yankees are 2-0. What I am surprised about is that Heliot Ramos has half of the hits for the Giants on the entire year, and that's 2. They have 4 hits in 2 games.
That is not good.
No, and I mean, we knew that this offense could be hit or miss, could be not that great, but also not terrible. I'm surprised just how slow everybody has gotten off to so far.
Can we also talk about the fact that I told you Suarez would be a middle guy and not a closer?
No, because
You're
it's
one
been
game
one
in.
game, man.
One game that they won 6-0.
Hey, are we not overreacting?
Well, I think that you misunderstood my statement.
And
which
I
is,
think you misunderstood the assignment of this episode.
Okay.
It's overreactions.
I'm bad at overreactions. I'm measured.
I got 2 Tigers overreactions.
Okay.
Are you ready for 'em?
Shocker.
One,
Wait, can you give a Guardians overreaction first?
yeah, they suck.
I disagree with that.
They're very average.
They're on
Chase
pace for
DeLauder looks
81.
fantastic, but he's got to not drop balls in center field like he did in the playoffs.
Same with O'Neal Cruz. Good
Well,
Lord.
O'Neal Cruz just doesn't know how to play the outfield.
Good
DeLauder
Lord.
just dropped one in his debut, which for everybody out there, he debuted in the playoffs last year against the Tigers. So when he hit his home run in opening day, that was not homering in his debut. That was homering in his first regular season game. Just for the
Wait,
record.
hang on.
It feels like a debut.
Why are we slandering O'Neal Cruz? He did not commit an error.
Yeah, well, there's...
Hold on. I want you to explain to the people why you think that.
Okay, then we'll
That's
get
not
back to the
He
Tigers.
doesn't think it. That's true.
That's just
he does
a
not have
factual
an error.
statement. He does
on
not
the
have an
launch.
error in the season. It's more of a statement. Hey, good, dear listeners, thank you for tuning in first and foremost. Second of all, anytime you look at fielding percentage, just realize that O'Neal Cruz horribly misplayed a pair of balls on opening day and
Same.
did not receive an error. So there is a lot of tomfoolery that goes into
Yeah,
that.
to receive
statistic.
an error, you actually have to touch the baseball.
You don't have to. I actually was following along with somebody who is an official scorekeeper with the MLB that has a Twitter account that explains a lot of things. You don't have to touch the ball, but if you don't, it is completely up to the scorer's discretion. And a lot of times they will not give an error if you don't physically botch it, but they will give errors to balls that you don't touch at all.
It was bad.
But
It was bad.
O'Neal Cruz looked like I'm pretty sure Tyler's 2 young children could have made the plays on some of the balls that O'Neal Cruz.
Calvin could have caught one of those for sure.
I feel like we also first of all, O'Neal Cruz is not a good defender. Second of all, what's weird about these first few days of baseball games, they're all starting at weird times.
So you get
where
the weird sun.
The sun is in a position of the sky that the ball players are unused to playing in. That's not a wholesale excuse, but it definitely does mean that you'll see some professional players look more ridiculous than they typically do.
Put on sunglasses.
Still, as somebody who's played a lot of outfield, sometimes even with the sunglasses on, the sun, if the ball eclipses the sun at the right point, you lose it, glasses or not.
But generally, my point is errors are a garbage statistic.
Yes.
Fielding percentage
They're not
is
reliable.
a garbage statistic.
It's why measuring defense is so difficult
It's
to do.
exceptionally difficult.
But I will say, and I know you guys are going to roll your eyes, but it gives me more respect for what Javi Baez did going and playing center field and looking pretty seamless in it as a guy that went from shortstop. And it's just, great athlete, put him out in center. O'Neal Cruz shows that that's not easy to do necessarily. You can't take an athletic shortstop, throw him in center field and just say, yeah, he's an athlete, he'll be fine there.
I don't think any of us would say that he's an athlete, put him in center field and whatever happens.
No, but typically with a shortstop, you get a Mookie Betts or a Javi Baez that they're well, he's athletic. He plays good defense. You can throw him out there. He can probably figure it out well enough to be, at least productive. And both of them, have done really well in both the infield and the outfield. But it's not a foregone conclusion because you typically think shortstop, probably the best athlete on the squad. They could probably play just about anywhere. But it's not so easy to make that transition infield, outfield. So I respect it so much more, like at the major league level, for the guys that do it. And then utility guys that are able to play infield and outfield. And then you see a guy like O'Neal Cruz, who by all measures should be able to make that transition look like a lost little child out there. And you have more respect.
I think we're starting to see the transition of O'Neal Cruz from defender to DH.
Potentially.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
He
so.
may get the Schwarbo
You don't think
treatment.
so?
No, I think he's too young and too fast. Think of the guys that are pure DHs. They really cannot move at all. So they might try to move.
Schwarber can move.
No, he cannot.
A little bit better than a lot of them.
Well, he's slow and he can't track balls. So
Late stage Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, so
Is Nelson Cruz available?
he's very available. I think
sure
that
he
he'd
is.
probably still lace him up if you signed him to a contract. Yeah, I think just give him some time. Just give him some time. I don't think that he's going to be good, but he's not going to be the worst.
I will say that is probably my biggest overreaction from opening weekend is how bad the Pirates looked in those first two games. And they look. I would not have yanked Skeens after 2 outs in the first inning.
He had like 37 pitches in
I
his first
understand.
outing. You
I
got to
understand.
protect him.
I understand. You have to protect him. He just pitched in the World Baseball Classic. I get it. That would not have been my move.
But I'll tell you too, that's another one. Skeens didn't pitch well, don't get me wrong. But because of O'Neal Cruz and none of those being errors and all the runs being earned, his stat line looks like he pitched a lot worse than he did. And not to say that he pitched particularly well for him, but the stat line does not do justice. He definitely got the crap end of the stick on that. That's the other thing that error or not error impacts is ERA.
What are the other surprises from opening weekend so far that you guys want to talk about?
Kevin McGonigal. I know,
You
but
shush. Bzz, bzz. We have to have somebody besides you.
he looks like the real deal. But
He doesn't even listen to the buzzer.
no, I'm not listening to the buzzer because it's legit. We talked to our friend of the pod, Logan Reaver, about him, and he talked about how his mindset mentality that even at 21, he's got the mentality to be up in the pros, and he showed I expect him to be good, but he just coming out of the gate like he has quick hands. I was surprised at how quick his hands are. It reminds me a lot of Javi Baez when he was coming up with the Cubs. I remember watching him in the minors and just being like, this dude has the quickest hands I've ever seen. This is insane. And McGonigal getting and turning on these inside pitches. I mean, he looks like the real deal. So I'm excited.
The buzzer is mostly in jest because we've all watched him and we've all talked about him prior to today. And I don't think anybody can disagree with you that McGonigal it feels like the real deal. I mean,
Sure.
we're 2 games in.
But
so.
it was a 10 pitch at bat last night in the 8th inning. 10 pitches.
With bases
which is
loaded, 2 outs, tie game in the 8th.
to hit, and he hit the 2-run game winning single.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Yeah.
10 pitch at bat. It's not like he ambushed a guy, anything like that.
Speaking
And he was following off
it's
a
a-
lot of painted pitches. Ooh, Tyler's Bettorama. Tyler's Bettorama's back.
I guess I don't know if this is a Bettorama, but just an either or.
Bettorama.
I'm going to give you a situation.
Okay.
You are you're cheering for a team.
Yes.
It is the bottom of the 9th inning. Your team is up to bat. You've got a player that's on first base.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you rather the batter that's up to the plate hit a grounder after 4 pitches and advance the runner? Or would you rather have them get a 14 pitch at bat and then strike out? You're down by 2 runs.
Advance the runner.
Advance. Yeah.
So advance the runner.
You're down by 2 runs.
Still.
So you need 2 to tie.
But he's on
3
second.
He's on first.
Oh, he's on first.
He's on
Oh,
first. So
2 runs. I didn't hear that. Okay.
you're down
Still,
by 2 runs.
I advance the runner unless the closer is pitching in his
Well,
3rd straight game.
no,
and you
the
think
closer. The closer is fresh. The closer.
then they're not going to pull him because of pitch count.
Who's in the hole?
Your next batter.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'll go with the 14 pitches just because you're still wearing them out a little bit.
Yeah, I would rather it's an out either way, and I would rather take a little bit of a gassed closer to get my 2 runs than have a runner on second.
I think in a singular game in the regular season, advance the runner. If you're talking in the playoffs, then all of a sudden the pitch counts really matter in a series and all that stuff. I'll take the grinding down at bat. But in the regular season,
that's
I'm not
tough.
worried about that. You're not playing a 7-game series. I'm not worried about the pitch count of the closer when you need a couple runs. I'd rather be productive with the out than have him throw a few more pitches.
It really is tough. I think I'd probably go. I don't know.
I'm not going to hold you to this. Like
it's a 50.
you can have a preference.
I don't know
in the
that I have
moment.
a preference. That sucks.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think either way, you're still not really in a good position to win the game no matter
No,
what.
I don't think so at all.
Well, you're down by 2.
You're still, tying run is still at the plate no matter what.
Yep.
And you have another out on the board no matter what.
Yep.
So does it really matter? Not really. But
Yeah, I hate this.
I guess
question.
advancing the runner,
I'm
you stay out of
sorry.
the double play.
yeah, and if O'Neill Cruz is on the field, then put the ball in play. You never know what can happen.
Can we actually, on the same vein of this, really quickly talk about Bo Bichette's opening day?
Sure. Can I just finish off my McGonigal thing into the actual overreaction?
Yeah.
McGonigal, incredible opening day. Really good second game driving in that run. He was not the only rookie to absolutely kill it coming out of the gates in the first couple games here. My overreaction, this may be one of the best rookie classes we've seen in 20 years. This rookie class as a
baseball
whole.
or the Tigers?
Baseball.
Okay.
Baseball's rookie class with how they've come firing out of the gates. Like, obviously, I'm going to focus in on McGonigal because he's my guy. But the rookies in general over the first few games here have been absolutely torching it. We might be looking at a generational type rookie class this year. And that's without like guys like Connor Griffin even coming up yet. So we might.
I would love to see that.
We might be looking at a generational like rookie class this year. That's my overreaction. Is the class as a whole maybe one of the best we've seen in a long time.
My overreaction is Bo Bichette may be cooked. And it is based solely on opening day. And I think it was his third at bat. He took 14 pitches, all fastballs save for one changeup. And he couldn't catch up to any of them. And we're not talking about 104, 105. We're talking about 92, 93, 94 that were consistent in the zone.
Yeah, but this sounds like Tyler's preferred outcome: 14 pitch at bat with a strikeout.
I totally get that, but this is a starter, not a closer or a reliever. So if you're throwing 92, 93, 94 as a starter and he's not catching up to it, and let's say you yank him, he's not catching up to that guy either when you bring in the bullpen. What's he going to do that's that much different at 92, 93, 94? Nothing. In game one, as a Met, I felt like he, in 14 pitches, should have been able to catch up to one and put it in play. Whether it's an out or not, I don't care. He didn't put one in play. That's concerning for me. That's my hot take.
All right.
Hey, Nels, would you like him on the Giants still?
He's hitting like he's on the Giants, so might as well get him over
Is
there.
he? Oh, he's hitting like he's on the Giants. Sorry.
Because they're not hitting well, Ben.
Sorry. I got it. Sorry. My bad. My bad. Tyler, overreaction?
I don't overreact.
Yeah, if anything, he underreacts.
I underreact. That's probably my. I've got a lot of predictions.
Guys,
I've got a lot of forecasts. If we want to talk
two
about
games
that.
means nothing. I don't want to hear anything from you. That's Tyler.
We're on the verge of
I guess
162 and 0.
I am all
162.
excited about Kevin McGonigal as well as Josh's excitement about Kevin McGonigal.
You're gonna like him when he
appreciate
comes
that.
here.
I'm not gonna like him if he's a Detroit Tiger for the next 15 years.
Which
but
he will be, because if they're not already drafting up the we're buying out all of your pre-arb and arb year.
It's 2 games, man.
They did
This is how they do it now.
They did it with Colt Keith before he even made his debut. They gave him an 7-year contract before he even came up to the majors as a debut. With McGonigal, I mean, he's the way that he looks and the way that he's looked through his minor leagues. You got to start drafting up that 10-year, buy out all the pre-arb and arb, give him a good amount of extra money in those early years so that you can lock him up for all of his 20s.
All right, Tyler, let's talk about some real predictions.
Okay, I've got some predictions that I think everyone will get excited about. So here is
I'm bored.
here's my first one.
We stopped talking about McGonigal and he's bored. So
I am going to list off some player names: Corbin Carroll, Bobby Witt Jr.,
Those are people.
Pete Crow Armstrong,
yes,
Juan Soto,
these are all players. Yes, I agree.
Ellie De La Cruz,
Is this just
Ronald
like
Acuna,
our boys'
Zach
night
Neto,
where you name guys?
Jazz Chisholm, Julio Rodriguez. For the first time in Major League Baseball history, we will have 2 players with a 40-40 season. And it's going to come from 2 guys of that group.
Yeah.
You see,
What's the question?
that's my prediction.
No, his prediction is we get 2 40-40s in the
40-40
same
guys.
season.
I'm all right with that.
Which has never happened before. And I think that we've got a really nice crop of speed and power guys. And I'm excited about all of these players. And I even throw Juan Soto in there, who's slow as molasses.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but he Josh Nailered it last year.
Yeah.
He stole a lot of bases for a dude that doesn't have the speed to steal that many.
Yep.
I know that you're a Soto hater, but
he stole 33 bases last
I
season.
hate you.
So I think that this is going to be a really exciting year, and we're going to get something akin to the home run chase, except to 40-40.
well, Jazz Chisholm thinks he's going 50-50. So
Yeah, sure.
No, I think that might be a little strong. I think we'll see a 40-40. I do think that crop has a 40-40 in it. Obviously, Acuna's, he had the 40-70, right? He had 40
but
that
he
year.
also
But
had that knee
30-70.
injury. And
Right. That's what I was going to say. Obviously, he's done it in his career, but I just don't know about the health, being healthy long enough to do it. PCA goes through long enough stretches. Maybe he's still young, but he went through long enough stretches of non-production last year.
Yeah,
It's hard to pile on the 40 and 40 when you're going, when you have a month slump.
I say Acuna and Chisholm are my picks out of that group.
I would go Bobby Witt. Would be my one that I think has the best chance. He's been healthy his whole career, and
don't
he's
see
got
him
the
popping
tools
40.
for it.
He didn't do anything last night.
remember that Bobby Witt is now playing in the stadium where they have
They moved in the fences.
pulled in the left field and right field fences just a little bit. And so I was looking at that, and StatCast has got a predictive home run. So if a player played all of their games in this stadium in a given season, and Bobby Witt 2024 had quite a few stadiums where he would have popped 40. So, it's not likely, because 40-40 seasons are never likely. But
there's
it's
only
possible.
been like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
He's only hit a high of 32 home runs, and he has a career high of 49 stolen bases.
Yep.
3 years ago.
And I think that if I have to pick my number 1 player most likely to do it, I'm actually going to select Corbin Carroll. Because I think that the Diamondbacks are going to be non-competitive enough where the manager will let him get a little free reign on the base paths. He gets to play a little bit looser and play a little bit for stats. There'll be some excitement there, and I think that he'll, go for those thresholds.
Yeah, I just don't know that I trust the power enough for him. He is 3 straight years of leading the league in triples. He's got great extra base gap power. And I know he has 25, 22, 31 home runs the last 3 seasons, so it's not like he can't put it out. 40 is a lot of home runs.
40 is a lot of home runs.
And I don't disagree that he's got the ability. I just wouldn't see him as the most likely, because the same thing that Nels is concerned with Witt about, will he put enough over the fence?
I'm going to go with 1,
Okay.
and it's Ronnie.
All right.
If he's healthy, he's the only one on the list that's done it before.
If he's healthy, and that excludes last night where he went 0 for 4, 0 for 5. Wasn't
Yeah,
great.
everybody does that many times through the course of a season.
And to be fair, everybody else went not 0 for 4 or 0 for 5. They won 6-0. So I'm going Ronnie or I'm going nobody.
Okay, you don't have to agree with it. I just want to cheer for it.
Yeah, it's just his prediction.
That's
It's just hard for me when I look at Ronald Acuna and I see he's played, this is his 9th season. He has one season of 156 games, one of 159 games, and then his next highest is 119 in a season.
Yep, it's tough.
And now I will say 156 games, his second season in his career, 41 home runs, 37 stolen bases. His 159, which was his other full season, 41 and 73. So if he plays 150 games, you're pretty much locked in that he's going to be right around 40-40. He just has only done that twice in 8 years, playing more than 119 games. So it's all about health for him.
He's got surgically repaired ACLs in both knees. So
That doesn't bode well for stealing a lot
Which
of
makes him
bases, too.
bionic, which is more awesome.
I was going to say it makes him better. Yeah, that's
All right, I got
All
another
right,
one.
yep.
Another
it
stolen
sucks.
base one.
It sucks, but
I like how Tyler's like, we don't need to have discussions about these, and then we went into a 10-minute
No,
discussion
I
on
know.
number one.
Like there are some that will garner discussion. There are others
Sure,
that
sure.
will not. This is kind of related to stolen bases, which is just a logical relationship. If your team has got a player who steals 30 stolen bases, your team will also have a player that steals 20 stolen bases. I think that Josh Naylor and Juan Soto unlocked something a little bit, and teams that want to be aggressive on the base paths are going to look towards non-traditional players who have got good baseball instincts and can read the pitcher to be more aggressive and try to catch people sleeping.
no. I think if you have someone who steals 30, you'll have someone who tries to steal 20. But I don't think that's a guarantee.
I don't know. What if you're just a team that is like the Rays that has a Chandler Simpson, and then they just have nobody else that steals, and you have Chandler Simpson steal 80 bases, and then the next highest is like 11.
Look,
That's not 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is a prediction. This is not.
no. I know. I think it's an interesting thought process because it's just an overall how managers are looking at the game now with a couple slower players stealing a lot of bases. But I don't think that there's necessarily enough there to say that there's a correlation that, you know, if you got a guy that steals a bunch, you may as well try everybody on it.
Yes, I agree.
No. I don't think that's a guarantee. No.
All right. How about this one?
No.
Tarek Skubal
Yes.
is going to have his career lowest ERA ever.
No.
However, he will not win the Cy Young.
Oh.
0% chance of that.
Here's my logic on that
Well,
one.
hold on.
Okay.
real
No,
quick.
I wanna
Hold
hear
on.
the logic.
I need to clarify something. He has to hit both of those for this to be true.
Yes, this would have to
Okay.
be true.
Yeah. He has his lowest career ERA and does not win the Cy Young.
Yep.
Which, by the way, it's below a 2.21.
Yeah.
It's below a 2.2.
Last year he had a 2.21 ERA to set
Yes.
his career.
He's on pace with that with a 0 ERA. So
Yes.
Totally on pace.
Yes.
Totally on pace. My reasoning behind it is I feel like the Tigers have got a more complete pitching staff, and they've got hopes and dreams of making a deep run into the postseason. And so they will try to preserve Skubal's arm a little bit more and not have him go as long into games. They'll be more comfortable handing it over to a bullpen that's more complete, as well as that bullpen isn't going to be as taxed of having to perhaps cover 5 innings the night before because their starter wasn't to the same degree that their starter is right now. So overall, better pitching all and around means that they try to put less mileage on Skubal, and Skubal can be more effective with his rate stats in fewer innings.
So, okay, you can go, Ben.
No.
Ben hates me.
No.
Ben
I
just,
mean,
what did I do, Ben? I'm sorry. I wrote down some things on the paper. I thought they were good.
No,
good.
I think
hold on. I'll say he will have his lowest ERA,
Okay.
and he also will win Cy Young.
All right.
Because I think if he in any way eclipses what he did last year, you can't argue Cy Young territory. I would be shocked if there was another pitcher that got to that level and we had them in the discussion. I really would be.
Garrett Crochet.
Garrett, you're just watching him because he's playing the Giants.
He is not.
No, he plays for the Red Sox.
Plays on the Red Sox famously.
That's what I
famously
meant.
a Red Sox.
playing the
Famously
Reds.
both
He's
socks.
playing
Yeah.
the Reds.
He's got two socks and they're mismatched colors.
He hasn't been on the other sock team, but he's going for a clean sweep.
Did he not?
Didn't he start with
Did he
Chicago?
not pitch
No,
for
I'm talking about the Red
Yankees last year?
Stockings. He has,
Oh.
he has done the White Sox.
No.
He has done the Red Sox. I was talking about
Only
the Red
with
Stockings.
the two Sox teams. That's
But-
it.
but
I don't pay attention to the Yankees.
I want to
Sorry.
throw my hat in
Let
on
me-
this.
let me
on
Pay
this
attention
Scooble.
to the Red Sox because
Okay,
that's where he
all right,
pitches.
Okay, let me finish real quick.
Oh.
Yes, he will finish with his lowest ERA, and he will win the Cy Young again. Unless he's hurt, which I don't. You can't predict. I have no inkling that if he were to be under 221, that he would not win the Cy Young.
Here's my other argument. WAR is a counting stat. And the failure of WAR is that you can accumulate it with every inning that you pitch. And so it may be overvalued in a way that in historically Cy Young voters may have overvalued wins.
Mhm.
And so there might be a pitcher that has got not as great of an ERA, but has gotten 20, 25 more innings than Skubal has and has accumulated more WAR because of that.
You see, I don't disagree with your logic here. The thing that I think Skubal has that nobody else in that situation really would have is that he's won back-to-back Cy Youngs, so he automatically gets the benefit of the doubt. Everybody that's voting already has this dude has won 2 in a row. He's the best pitcher in baseball. It's not quite like the Zach Wheeler year where he had the most innings by like 20 innings, but his numbers were slightly lower in the rate stats and he didn't end up winning the Cy Young because, you know, they were looking at the rate stats more like what you're talking about, that they would start looking at like that Zach Wheeler season and be like, that's the Cy Young. But Zach Wheeler didn't get that benefit of the doubt. He's never won a Cy. When you have back-to-back Cy Youngs and you have him going in your situation being even better, I don't know how he would not win another Cy Young. That being said, even though 6 straight years of a lower ERA than the year before, he's set a career low in ERA every single year.
Lower than 2.2.
2.21. I thought it was going to be impossible at 2.39, 2.21. It's like at some point, man, at some point the numbers stop
Zero
going
is the
down.
lowest you can get. What if that happened? What if he never allowed a run the whole season
World Series champs.
and didn't win the Cy Young?
I said Garrett Crochet,
Okay.
which means Skubal's not going to win the Cy Young. He'll finish second. Their stats were very, very close last year.
Yeah, Crochet.
A lot closer than you probably think.
And the problem with Crochet is going to be playing in Boston. It's just going to be a much harder situation to ever put up the really good rate stats when you've got the monster to bounce things off of.
I mean, he did, though. Led the league in innings, strikeouts, strikeouts per 9. He was very, very close to Skubal in ERA and WHIP and all of that stuff. He still had 18 wins in a much, much tougher division than Skubal had to
Whip
pitch
was
in.
actually the one that they had the huge differentiator. Skubal had a .891 whip last year, which is just unreal.
So the more
And Crochet,
I mean, Skubal
had a
was the-
1.028.
The
Yeah,
more-
Skubal was the
more-
better pitcher. I'm not
more
saying he's not.
competitive-
I think
the more
using whip
compe-
helps
the more
Skubal a ton.
competitive race
But they were a
Is
lot closer
Shohei.
than people think.
is Shohei versus everybody. We all know that.
Shohei versus the world.
in Cy Young,
Okay.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
if he pitches.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what else do you got for us, Tyler?
Okay.
I thought that was funny.
Let me see here. You talked about Isaac Paredes.
Isaac Paredes.
He is going to play more innings at third base than Carlos Correa this year.
No.
Once again, Ben, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Ben is
I
just,
could have an opinion that's different than yours.
you can also have an opinion that's the same.
Sure. Yeah, it will.
It doesn't hurt to say yes, you know?
Do you think that Correa's health is the problem there?
No, I think that
I do.
I think part of it is I don't 100% believe in Bryce Matthews. That with Pena still coming back from injury, that he is going to be in a spot where Correa is going to have to cover shortstop, and then when Pena comes back, they're going to figure out that the best defensive alignment / offensive alignment that they've got is probably to shift Correa over to second
And Altuve back out into the outfield
and
again.
or DH. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think that's interesting. And the fact that you do have some defensive versatility from the old guys, from the Altuve and Correa, that Correa could play second, short. Altuve can move from second back out to the outfield. But Paredes is pretty much third base or DH. That, it's not necessarily a bad thought given the more versatile nature of the other guys, that they can ship them around. And Paredes stays at third because just defensively, there's nowhere else you can put him but DH.
See, Ben, not a bad thought.
No, it's not a bad thought.
No,
I don't necessarily agree, but it's not a bad thought. I do agree, but I said I don't
You're
necessarily.
asking an opinion. I'm giving you my opinion.
Your opinion is wrong.
It's not. It can't be wrong.
How about this one? How about this one? How about this one?
Yes.
By the time June rolls around, I
Who's
will
June,
have
and why is she rolling around?
I will have more interest in a Wolves and Wild playoff run than I will in my
Yes,
Minnesota
yes.
Twins, even though I'm an exceptionally casual viewer of basketball and hockey.
Yes. It's not even close. Yes. Holy crap. You right now should be invested in a Wild playoff.
By the
run.
way, I'm not invested at all right now in basketball or hockey.
You really should be.
I'm gonna say that by June, one of those teams' seasons will already be over, though.
It's
They'll
gonna
already
be the
bounce out of
Wolves.
the
It's gonna be the
playoffs.
Wolves.
I didn't name names, but
The Wild are going to the Western Conference Finals at the least.
I mean, that would be cool. And Ben, I'm waiting for my payout. Hopefully that I won't get. But I guarantee you the Wings are making the playoffs this year. Like 3 months ago, and I
They
said
are.
watch them blow it.
I actually told you before the season started.
Yeah,
The Wings are making the playoffs.
it's not feeling it right now. I hope they do, but they got 10 games to make up some ground now.
I gotta tell you, man, the 10 games left in the East is gonna be wild. It's
I don't know.
gonna be
Maybe
wild.
I'm wrong because I'm totally bored with this hockey talk right now.
You are. You are. I tell you what, Tyler, if the Wild make the Western Conference Finals, you and me will go to a game paid for by the Minnesota Wild.
Yay!
Can you please sponsor the podcast? Please, real quick. You only have a few months left.
Here's another one that's going to be fun to watch out for. An umpire is going to eject a player
Oh, yes.
over a ABS challenge.
Yes. Yes.
They're
yes.
not going to like the way that they ABS challenge tap their head, and they're going to toss them from the game.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, they're gonna have to get their egos out somehow.
Are we counting them arguing over not
No.
calling for it soon enough? Because you have to call for it
Right.
very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or it could be you're out of ABS challenges and then you do it anyway, and then you do it sarcastically, but somehow an ump is going to eject a batter or catcher after they tap on their helmet.
I can definitely see this happening.
Yes.
Which is just going to be an excellent. The next morning on Sports Talk is going to be awesome.
Considering that an umpire did throw out JT Realmuto for not turning around, putting his hand back for a ball, not feeling it,
In a
and bringing
spring
it
training
forward,
game, by the
and
way.
then the ump dropped it late and then tossed him for pulling his hand.
Yes.
I can absolutely see an umpire getting in their ego and feels
Yeah.
and going, "How dare you show me up with your little head tap there?" Yeah, I could see it happening. I hope not.
I'm on board with that one.
And so far, ABS has been great, by the way.
Oh yeah, I shared on our group chat. I shared the clip that the Pitching Ninja put out of Salvador Perez just explaining to the umpire where exactly the bottom of the zone was by correctly challenging 3 pitches that were all, just absolutely clipping just down at the bottom of the knee, and just like one of those things where I don't know. I guess technically, I suppose a major league catcher sees more pitches in a season than the whole plate umpire
because the
does.
umpires rotate out what they're at.
Right,
If a catcher catches 140 games, the umpire isn't behind the plate for 162.
The umpire is only doing 35, 40 games a year.
Yeah,
so-
because they rotate out. Yeah.
And I never thought of that before.
Yeah, neither did I really.
But so catchers have probably get a little bit better sense of the strike zone.
Yeah.
And
Well, and the other thing with ABS that I didn't really think about before, but Dan Dickerson of the Tigers broadcast on opening day was talking about this. A lot of the problems that the Tigers hitters have been chasing high fastballs.
Yeah.
Fastballs that come in and they're at the eyes and they look so juicy and you swing at them. They have shifted their approach. Granted, it's 2 games in, but he was talking about the overall mentality and the change of the approach. If you see a ball coming high, umpires aren't calling the strikes high right now because now the ABS basically gives you the at the belt line. So you're not getting those high strikes that umpires tend to get to. And if you do, you can challenge it quite easily. That it changes the mentality of hitters up at the plate, that these high fastballs and stuff that you see guys chase at 100 miles an hour up at the letters, that they're laying off of those right now. And that's part of the Tigers' explosion the last couple of days, is that guys that would be striking out on those pitches are watching them now.
I'm going to be a little concerned. Joe Ryan lives at the top of the zone with his fastball to see how that plays out over the course of the season.
But I'm excited about it because clearly pitching has taken a large step towards being the big advantage so far. And so this is kind of our lowering the mound, giving the batters an advantage a little bit back, and maybe not giving them an advantage, but taking away the pitcher's advantage of being able to pound not the strike zone with nothing to, back them except for the umpire to say, yeah, that's a strike.
And I guess this is sort of a prediction. The reaction by pitchers to this is by this time next year, I will say that a lot of pitchers are going to introduce a curveball that lives at the top of the zone. The high curveball is going to be something that pitchers are going to reach down to try to
because you see it high, the batters are no longer chasing after the high and it drops down.
Yes.
The danger with that is, boy, you miss your spot and you hang one that's going 450. But
I know.
But that would kind of be the combating of that is have those pitches that drop up at the top of the zone so the batters are laying off, because it looks like it's maybe even more like a change up or something up than a curveball that starts up and kind of dips down a little bit but looks kind of like a fastball out of the hand.
No.
Okay.
Fine.
Any more predictions for Ben to disagree with? Before we go into playoffs?
I don't know. How about you put some skin in the game there, Ben?
Yeah, I feel like Tyler and I are having great conversations, and Ben's like no.
How about you prognosticate for once?
I feel like ABS will completely eliminate the umpire in the next 5 years.
Oh, you were out of the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was peeing.
No, I don't think it will. And so the reason for it is, number one, I still think that the umpires will, regardless of how quickly a robot can work, I think that the umpires you always need someone back there just to work the back of the plate for safe and out calls at the plate for any action. And
Put a chip in the ball.
The other thing that will occur is, I still think that humans are just going to be faster at generally being able to notify everyone who needs to know whether it's a ball or a strike. And let's be honest, I don't know how many pitched balls actually are in question compared to how many are clearly balls, clearly strikes, or hit into play.
We very much love to hate on umpiring, but umpiring has gotten very good, especially in balls and strikes compared to what it used to be. For 98% of the time, them being on the money, there's no reason to have automated balls and strikes for everything. But for those ones that are egregious that we look at and we go, oh, the umpires suck, now you can overturn those really egregious ones. But in general, the umpires are very good at this.
And also,
credit where credit's due.
ABS just doesn't take a lot of time. And so
I would rather have ABS for every pitch.
All right.
I really would.
I like how it is right now. You can challenge the calls. If they're egregious, you have a chance to overturn them.
Umps suck.
One thing that ABS and replay is going to eliminate for one of the more entertaining facets of the game is the manager ejections. Those are going to plummet because there's nothing to argue anymore. It's all, I could throw a review. I could do ABS.
I hard disagree.
You don't think they're going to drop it all?
No, I think that I feel like manager ejections are 99.9% theater. Where
they are, yes.
No,
but
I got to get this team going. Let me get out there and get tossed so that
Josh
they can
is
get
right.
pumped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like I am going to use this as a fire my boys up.
But you still
thing.
need, there's no fuse to light anymore.
Yeah, the fuse to light is your team sucks and you need to get something going.
The fuse to light is you getting out there and yelling and having their back about.
Dude, I'm getting tossed because
manufactured
my
slight.
guys can't hit a damn ball.
Right.
So would your argument be that parity is coming back to baseball?
What?
Because if you
How did we get there? I lost your train of thought.
it's fine. If you're saying that managerial ejections are going to plummet or increase or stay the same, you're ascribing to the idea that a manager coming out and getting tossed is important to the, I don't know the right word, but the unification of baseball, getting everyone at a plateau.
No, I think that it's a tool that certain managers reach to as emotional motivation.
Emotional manipulation.
And I think that some managers don't believe in it at all and don't get ejected hardly ever.
And then you get your Lou Pinellas.
Yeah, and then you get your Lou Pinellas or you get your Aaron Boones who's just going to go out there and get ejected just for the sake of getting ejected.
Aaron Boone doesn't do crap anyway, so he's like, well, I've sat here for 7 innings not doing anything anyway, so I may as well get my money's worth.
I don't know that most managers getting ejected do crap either.
No, it's just, I don't know. I think that Tyler's right in that 95% of the time, a manager ejection is a bit of theater, a bit of rile me up, things building up.
We've all seen the
player
clip
ejections differently.
We've all seen the minor league
my
clip of the guy that crawled to second base and threw a grenade. We've all seen that.
I know we said we weren't doing like live score watching, but I just pulled up the A's Blue Jays game, and Alejandro Kirk with 1 out in the 9th just hit a game tying home run.
Hooray! Way to go, Fireplug.
That's why the A's are going to be the most fun team to watch because they're going to put up a bunch of runs and give up a bunch of runs.
8-7 every game.
We saw it last night. We're seeing it again.
Did you mean butt plug?
No, Fireplug.
Oh, okay.
It's a fire plug.
Yeah.
Built like a fire plug.
Okay, should we move on to our playoff predictions?
Yes, let's move on
all
to
that stuff.
Playoff predictions.
Built like a butt plug.
Since we ended up having much more conversation than you expected about your predictions there.
We're less than an hour. You're all right.
Who would like to start?
So remind us of our division winners.
Well, we each had individual ones and then one as a...
That's what I said. Remind us of our division winners.
So each individual's division
division winners.
Okay.
And that, I don't. Why? Are you,
I have mine right here. I don't.
Yeah,
need
I know.
Tyler to say them.
Nelson, I did this with Tyler before the show. Ben,
I
for those of us
I did it too. I'm just
who did some preparation.
Jesus. All right.
No, I'm Josh.
Jill, get your son under control.
Never.
All right, I can do it.
Go ahead and start us off, Ben.
What?
No voice and no brains. Get us started.
That's the way it works. 27. Hold on.
How about I start?
Yeah, sounds good, Nels.
Give it to somebody who can actually think.
All right. National League division winners. You have your Dodgers, Brewers, Phillies.
Dodgers.
Yeah, shocking, right? Wild card in order: Cubs, Mets, Braves. In the American League, we have our division winners: Mariners, Tigers, Yankees. Wild card in order: Blue Jays, Red Sox, Orioles, going all East.
And that's yours,
That's my very individual,
just to be
specific
clear for everybody.
picks to make the playoffs. Are we doing just picks, or you want me to go all the way to the World Series?
We'll do just picks now, and then we'll do our own individual. Like we'll just do playoffs for each person, and then each person's World Series.
Got it.
Matchup and winner.
Then who wants to go next?
Where are we at? Central, West, or East?
All
No,
of them.
you do it all.
Just list them all.
Guys,
Okay, so for me in the AL, my division winners are the Mariners, the Red Sox, and the Tigers. My wild card teams are the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays. Also have 4 teams from the East represented. In the National League, I've got the Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Mets winning their division. The Phillies, the Cubs, and the Pirates making the playoffs.
Okay, and then for me, and the overreactions to early games are already making me feel insecure about some of this. I have the Mariners, the Tigers, and the Blue Jays in the American League winning their divisions, and the Yankees, Red Sox, and Royals as the 3 wild cards. And then in the National League, I have the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Phillies winning their divisions. And I have the Padres, Brewers, and Mets as the wild cards.
So would you like to swap out and put the Angels into the playoffs after the first couple of games?
I would not.
Okay,
But,
all right.
But I might want to drop the Padres after what I've seen with them against Detroit so far.
After like a month, we're going to say no take back season. You can't put
Yeah,
the Angels
no,
into the playoffs anymore.
That's fine. I feel okay with that.
Don't worry, the Padres play the Giants next, and it'll look fine again.
Okay. All right, Ben.
oh lordy. All right, so let's recap my East predictions. The NL East, I have the Mets winning it. I have the Phillies as a wild card team, and that's it. I don't have the Braves making the playoffs for the second straight year. AL East, I have the Blue Jays as the winner of the division, and I have the Orioles as a wild card team. When we look at the Central, I have the Tigers winning the AL Central. I have the Guardians as a playoff team, as a wild card team. I'm gonna put the Royals as a wild card team.
Whoa.
Yeah.
3 teams from the Central. Wow.
Yeah, that hasn't happened since last year. So bold of him to pick something that hasn't happened since last year.
Right? NL Central, I'm going Reds, winners of the division. Cubs is a playoff team. Brewers is a playoff team. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I can't find my West Show notes.
I'm going to guess Dodgers are winning the
You
NL
selected
West.
the Dodgers
I'm going to go with that again.
and probably the Mariners.
and the Mariners.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to go with that.
And do you have either Diamondbacks or the Astros
I'm
making?
going to go Diamondbacks as a wild
All
card.
right.
All right, so now should we skip all the way to November, early November for
Sure.
the World Series and what our AL and NL representatives are and
Yeah.
who wins it all?
Yeah,
Nels, want to start us off again?
Dodgers beat the Tigers.
Ooh,
that was quick.
I like it.
Do you?
Sort of.
Half like it.
Yeah.
Half 50% like.
Hey, if the Tigers make it to the World Series, I'm not going to be an upset person.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, I will, but less upset than everybody else. All right, Ben.
I'm going to go with the Mariners over the Cubs again.
Yeah, see, I already like Nels is better.
I'm going to,
You're going to be the same amount of upset. It's just later than everybody else.
This was my pick last year.
I have had this conversation with so many people in Minnesota. I will always push my sadness
I feel like this
later and later instead of being done early.
I feel like this was my time to talk.
Go ahead
Do you have the conscience?
with your limited voice.
I'm going Mariners over Cubs, and I know that was my pick last year, and I'm okay with that because I think the Mariners are primed to win. I don't love the NL this year, quite honestly. I think the AL is going to be much more competitive, and I do see the Tigers going extremely deep with the Mariners, probably in the ALCS. I really do. And it could go either way. I have no idea. But if I'm looking at what happened last year versus the acquisitions and the additions, I like the Mariners right now a little bit better in March than I like the Tigers. The Tigers are, like I said, the best team on paper in the American League. It's not even close. Will that hold? I have no idea. If it holds, the Tigers are going to win this World Series, and it's not even going to be close.
Do you know that Kevin McGonigal plays for the Tigers?
I have.
Do you know that he's the truth?
You're missing one Mr. Professor McGonagall.
I have seen him. I am a believer, just like you, Josh. I'm a believer in him. I think he's incredible. I think he is the right pull to bring up. I am a little itchy about the back half of the bullpen.
There's lotion for that.
I know. I'm a little itchy about the back half of the bullpen. I know you're looking at me like that. It's okay.
That may be the part of the team that I am most confident in.
I don't know, man. Kevin McGonigal is a career 625 hitter.
Hey, both of you shut up. It may come to pass that this is the Tigers' year. And I have said for months, the Tigers are the best team on paper in the American League. And if they stay healthy, there's no one stopping them. I don't believe they will. And if they don't, I think the Mariners pass them, and I think the Mariners take it over. So I'm going Mariners over Cubs.
All right. Tyler.
I've got the Mariners defeating the New York Metropolitans.
The Mets ain't gonna Met.
We just met a Met.
He was a very nice man.
He was a very nice man.
Yes.
He's so sad. He's so sad.
You know, after not making the playoffs last year, getting to the World Series is certainly going to feel better than that.
Oh, no kidding.
The AL East is all very sad right now.
Anything
AL
else
East,
you want to
sorry.
say before I get to mine?
I have the Tigers losing in the wild card series. I'm sorry, Josh.
It's all right. I have your team in the cellar, so couldn't be me.
Bro, we all put our teams in the cellar. Except you.
Not me.
Except you. We all I didn't even put the Braves in the playoffs.
I'm going to do the opposite of everybody else at this table. Tigers over Phillies.
Ooh.
The Tigers made it clear they're trying to win this year. Signing for Amber Valdez with the questions about Skubal, if he's going to re-sign and all of that, they decided this was the year. They really showed that they're truly putting this year over, doing their little tiptoe thing by bringing McGonigal up right away, not trying to play this service time game with him, putting him right in the lineup right away. I have to have faith. This is one of those years where I think it's wide open. I have to have faith. I'm going with my Tigers. And then in the NL, might be a little bit that I think that the Phillies are good. Might be a little bit that the Dodgers aren't going to do it again and again and again. Something's going to happen to them. Something's going to happen and they're going to fizzle out. So I'm going with a little bit of freshness with the Phillies. I think that they're the best primed to compete with the Dodgers. I just think something's going to go wrong, and then we're going to go on the internet, and Dodgers fans are going to cry about how unfair it is, and if only we were healthy, and blah, 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 and nobody's going to feel bad for them, but it'll be the Phillies representing the NL, the Tigers in the AL, and for the first time in 3 tries in my lifetime, Tigers get it done. Because that rotation, you get that rotation in a playoff series, you start with Skubal and Valdez, and then you get a veteran like Verlander in there as another. I mean, if they stay healthy and the bats stay awake, I think the Tigers can do it.
I think the interesting thing for me is the Phillies.
Yeah.
The Tigers are not an interesting pick for me. They make sense.
That's fine. I like that.
No, I'm not saying that to disparage your pick.
No. I like when my team makes sense as a pick to win.
Your team,
that's a compliment.
Your team doesn't make sense as a winner. They don't. I mean, they're going to be there. They really are. To pick them over the NL, I think we have to look at almost every aspect. And the Phillies, for me, that's an odd pick for me because first of all, I don't think they win the division. Second of all, I don't think they get out of the wild card round. I really don't. The Phillies, to me, I think we've talked about this. They're an aging team. They've got a lot of guys on expiring contracts that are looking for big deals that they may or may not get. I have no idea. But they don't have a ton of what I would call respectable pieces left. They have a lot of good pieces that could win them a division in a faltering NL East. I don't see them doing anything beyond that, though. Even if they win the NL East, I think they're out in the first round.
I think that the interesting thing about the Phillies is as time passes, if we're going to look at them as one of the great teams to have never won a World Series if they don't get it done this year, because I think that you've got a pretty easy argument that they've got 4 Hall of Famers that are on the roster right now, between Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner.
I would disagree with 2 of those.
Okay, that's fine.
Same.
But you know,
A lot of Hall of Very Good in there and Bryce Harper,
all right.
in my opinion.
Well, Schwarber's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think so at this point, but
You think
that's
so?
I think that if you quizzed like 100 people, more people would be putting Trey Turner in the Hall of Fame than Schwarber.
Trey
What?
Turner. Nothing against you, Trey. Hall of Very Good. A very solid career. But boy, if we're going to Trey Turner for the Hall of Fame, then we're just letting anybody in.
I don't know that I've.
Very good player. Very good career. Would love to have him on your team. Hall of Fame feels
Okay,
egregious to
Who
me.
is the we got everybody right.
Yep.
Yep.
Who's the worst team in both leagues?
The worst team in both leagues.
We'll start with Nels.
I swear to God, if you say the Giants, that's not true.
Who's the worst team in baseball right now, Josh? By every possible standard metric you can have.
Diamondbacks.
That sounds like an overreaction there, but
That's not literally right now.
It's-
2 games into the year. Who is the worst team?
Houston.
Oh, dude,
By every
you know,
possible
Houston.
measured standard.
It is Houston.
No, it's Rockies and let's go. Hey, I think the White Sox still.
Okay.
Not by a lot. I think the Angels are just.
You think,
they're not
you think
gonna-
the White Sox are worse?
Angels
than,
are.
You think the White Sox are worse than Twins?
Yeah.
You're wearing a Twins hat.
I am. You're not wearing any hat.
No, I'm not.
Which is rare.
What's that say about you?
I need a haircut. To me, the Twins are the worst team in the AL, and I hate it. I really do. I really don't like it.
Feel like you woke up this morning and you were like, I would like to make Tyler feel bad about himself all day long.
Dude, my team.
Hey,
my team
Ben,
ain't making the playoffs
mission
either.
accomplished. Mission accomplished. You don't want to hear about the things that I'm writing in my diary tonight.
You made Ben fall over.
My mic fell over. I trust me, man. I am not a fan of the Twins being bad. We live here.
Oh, I'm not either. Just so
I know.
we're clear.
I know. We live here. We love.
I'm okay with it.
We love living in Minnesota. All of us do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, other than the Tigers aspect, you can admit you want to see the Twins be okay.
No.
It's good for the local economy.
Sir, we went to a Twins playoff game.
You had
Yeah,
fun.
that's-
I saw you.
Yeah, I
You were
love
jumping up
baseball.
and down.
I love baseball.
Okay, but love baseball
No.
to this
Hey,
degree.
I'm all in on the Timberwolves. I'm all in on the Wild. I'm a season ticket holder for the Lynx. I can get very into Minnesota sports. Football and baseball, they're division rivals, and I hope that they continue to stay down. They've got 2 teams that are division rivals of mine. I don't like those 2 teams. I like all of the other Minnesota sports.
To be fair.
Minnesota soccer, the Loons, Minnesota United Football Club. love them too. PWHL. I'm all in on Minnesota sports.
They're called the Frost.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
But-
well, you said PWHL.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like listing all the different sports that we have here in Minnesota, which is like a lot of professional leagues. All in on almost every Minnesota team. The Twins and the Vikings will just never get my love because they're division rivals.
Tyler.
All the other ones I'm in because I do love living in Minnesota.
I'm really trying for you, bud. I'm
Okay.
really trying for you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see the Twins in last place. I don't. I never want to see the local team in last place unless it's the Mets, and I don't live in New York.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I'm optimistic. I have the Twins finishing.
Well, I haven't given you my
Second to
AL.
last.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't given you my AL.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
I do have the Twins in last.
Yeah, you already said that.
Oh, sorry, my NL. Sorry. It's been a long day. I'm going Cardinals.
Yep.
Cardinals Twins. Those are my last place teams.
Yeah.
in the
I
entire
do
league.
not have the Twins being the worst team in the AL. I've got them being the third worst team in the AL. Below them are the White Sox and the last worst place Angels. The Angels are going to be the worst team in the AL.
Weren't you just trying to convince me to put them in the playoffs?
Well, because they're undefeated right now. 'Cause they're undefeated.
They're on pace for 162 wins.
Duality of man.
I will tell you that neither one of those teams is going to lose 100 games. But there are two teams that are going to lose 100 games in the National League. The worst of which is going to be the Cardinals. They are going to be absolutely atrocious. And right nipping at their heels is going to be the Washington Nationals, mainly because they're bad, number one, and they're also going to get bullied by all the other teams in the division. And so they're just going to wind up being a punching bag.
I'm going to be short and sweet with it. Something that never happens. I agree with Ben. Cardinals and Twins will be the bottom of the AL and the NL.
All right, Josh.
Short and sweet. Sorry, Tyler.
Teen Twins may lose games in 2027.
What?
I don't understand what you said, AI.
Teen Twins may lose games in 2027.
The Teen Twins?
The team
No,
Twins may
no, that's
lose in
not-
2027.
They've already lost games next year.
We're talking about 2026.
All right,
ChatGPT.
I got to tell you,
drunk.
AI, you jumped the shark.
Yep. Does anyone have any other predictions? Would we like to talk about the most valuable players?
I have MVP and Rookie of the Year votes. Personally.
Oh, really? You get
I
to
do.
vote on this?
Well, no.
I didn't know that
I'm holding you. I'm holding you personally responsible.
I have guesses. I have
Okay,
guesses.
you got guesses. Ooh.
All right, where do you want to start? The AL or the
I
NL?
want to start out with learning how you got your BWAA card.
I hate you so much.
Okay.
All
Well,
right,
you hurt my feelings today.
Here are my NL picks. MVP Shohei. That feels real.
It feels real.
My Cy Young is Logan Webb. My Rookie of the Year, JJ Weatherholt. My Manager of the Year is Craig Counsell. And my Comeback Player of the Year is Tanner Scott. Got that all?
Oh, I did not make notes of that at all. So you're gonna have to
were
send that to me.
typing. All right, I will. AL. Where'd we go? Oh, here. Oh, hold on. AL MVP. I'm gonna go with Aaron Judge. That seems easy. Cy Young, Garrett Crochet. Rookie of the Year, Josh. Kevin McGonigal. Yay! Manager of the Year is Skip Schumacher. And Comeback Player of the Year is Yordan Alvarez.
Oh, all right. You went deep into the end of season.
I
awards.
did.
I only have MVP and Cy Young. That's as deep as my brain went.
This is when I couldn't sleep last night.
Okay. I have got the same MVP and Cy Young in the National League. One.
Oh, he wins it both.
Shohei, McGillicuddy, Ohtani.
Okay.
And then for MVP in the American League, I have selected Bobby Witt Jr. because I first of all, I just love watching him play, but the second part is I think I might be emphasizing to which degree the bringing in of the fences at Kauffman Stadium is going to improve his stats.
Is that this year?
Yeah.
They already did that.
They've already done that. And then my AL Cy Young is Brian Wu. I think that his third year in the majors,
pick.
I think that he's going to unlock the last little bit. He's already a very good pitcher, and I think this is the year that he goes into that top echelon. What do you think, Nels?
I think those are very fine picks. I didn't go that deep. I'll just go MVP and Cy Young as well. And also MVP Shohei, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Shohei, whatever.
Cy Young, Skeens, don't have to get complicated with it. AL Cy Young, Scooble, don't have to get complicated with it. And I agree with you, Bobby Witt Jr. will win the MVP. More so, I think Judge is like 34 now. I think he might miss, 20-ish, 30-ish games. He can get nicked up somewhere in there,
I think
and that's going to cost him.
Aaron Judge sucks.
I think that the thing that's curious about to me as a voted award is just the psychology of the matter, which if you've got Shohei Ohtani winning MVPs, you've got Aaron Judge winning MVPs, does it mean that you need to exceed their performance and essentially take the belt from them in order to win that MVP? Or is it more likely that there's voter fatigue and any player that is coming close to the production of those players will get deference because they want to spread the love around?
I think if that was true, then Cal Raleigh would be the reigning AL MVP.
Hold on, because I think you and I and everyone here has a different opinion on what reigning means. Right?
Well, yeah. Do we want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You don't believe that when you win the award that you're the reigning?
No, I said championship team.
Whoa. Okay, we'll start with championship team.
I guess it's the same
The
thing. but
Dodgers
sure.
won the team the championship last year.
Yes, they did.
They are, in your opinion, not the reigning champions.
There is no reigning champions in team sports. They won the 2025 World Series. It is not the 2025 season. It's a new season. They started 0-0.
But until someone wins it, they are the reigning champions.
There is no reigning. It's a new thing. It's not boxing. It's not the first team to beat them is now the
There's no
champion.
raining. It's sunny out.
Because they won the World Series in 2024, right?
Nels is wholly and completely wrong on this, and we
No,
can
I'm
move
not.
on.
I'm not.
He,
Hey, you know what? We listen to
just
you
like
ramble
all of the-
on and on and on, so I get to ramble on and on.
Just
and
like
on.
all of the wrestlers he watched,
Hold on,
he's
hold
got
on,
CTE.
Hold on, he's not
and-
wrong. He gets to
Yeah.
ramble because you did.
Oh, he can ramble. He's just wrong.
I'm not wrong. Dodgers won in 2024, correct?
They did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are they just one long champion then, or are they back to back?
They're back-to-back
Oh,
champions.
so they're at some point it stops.
Yeah,
it
when they
stops-
lose.
Yeah, when they
it stops
lose.
at the
Not when they lose.
When they're no longer champions.
it stops when the next World Series trophy is handed out.
They're reigning back-to-back champions.
It ended when Logan Webb threw the first pitch on Wednesday.
Or it actually, I think,
The only way that the Giants can end the Dodgers' reign.
Yeah, they
I
did.
see where this comes from.
good job, Logan Webb.
Yeah, and it ended.
Way to go.
It ended in Japan last year when the Dodgers threw the first pitch.
Good job, Godzilla.
Yeah,
Go, Godzilla.
I think
That's it.
Go gadget arm.
that's my rant.
No, Blue Oyster Cult.
'Cause let me put it this way: the
Purposeful
Marlins
promise
won
and a
the
terrible
'97 World Series, right?
Yeah.
And then the team was just gutted.
Yeah.
So the '98 Marlins that were like 70% new team were the reigning champions.
Yeah, until somebody else won it.
Or the Marlins got eliminated from the playoffs. I think that you could make an argument that you're no longer the reigning champions if you're eliminated from
No,
the playoff competition.
disagree. COVID happens and the college basketball tournament is canceled. you're no longer the reigning champion because there is no champion of 2020.
Reigning
So the
mean-
2019
reigning means-
champion is still reigning until the 2021 champion.
Reigning means you were the last team to win it.
I think what you misunderstand me. So if the Dodgers
Yeah,
are the
probably.
World Series champion right now, they make it to the playoffs this year. They get eliminated in the division series. At that
And then
point, they're
World
no
War-
longer. At that point, they're no longer the reigning champion for the CS and the World Series
they-
because
they
they,
still
have
are
been
the-
No,
eliminated.
still are
World
the
War
reigning-
III cancels the World Series, and then we pick up the next year as everybody's picking up the
But they- but
pieces.
they
They're
still
still
are.
reigning
Yeah, they
champs
still
because
are the
there's no
reigning
other
champs.
champ.
I'm looking forward to post-apocalyptic baseball.
Post-apocalyptic baseball,
They still
they would
are.
still be the most recent champions, therefore reigning.
I agree
Okay.
with Josh.
All right.
They're the most.
It's the most useless argument we've ever had on this show because it means
Oh,
absolutely nothing.
horse
But
shit. Horse shit.
All right,
That's not
Josh.
true.
Josh. End of season awards.
Wait, so hold on.
Wait.
So you're telling me, so what? Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker are World Series champions, right?
Yeah.
no,
The uniform is.
Because they're on the Dodgers now, and they're the Dodgers are the champions,
No,
so they got to be the
the
champions,
team
right?
is the reigning champion,
And they're on the team,
They're
They
on the,
weren't-
They're
no.
on the reigning championship team.
and they're on the team who are the champions right now. So
They are.
got
on
to be the champions.
They are
right?
on the title defense team.
We are the champions.
This is the stupidest argument we've ever had. I have put very little thought into end of season awards in the preseason, to be
Okay.
honest. Shohei, if he's healthy, seems like he's a shoo-in just about every single time. He's
I wish I
kind
had
of
my
getting
voice
the
back.
Barry Bonds treatment of he is on the field, he's going to win an MVP. In the AL, I'm just for the sake of being different and being
it.
exciting.
Do it.
I don't love it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to Jose Ramirez. Man deserves it. He's
Wow.
finally going to get the recognition he deserves.
Hold the
Oh crap!
phone.
You know what? Hang on.
Guys,
Hand to God. Hand to God. Hand to God. He should also be in my 40-40 potential club,
Yeah.
and that is so. The disrespect for Jose Ramirez is absolutely
Again,
ridiculous.
and that just shows
You could
the
have picked
man
him.
has
You
never.
could have picked him.
The
I
man
should've
has
put him
never
on the
gotten.
But you didn't pick him.
He's never gotten the credit he
What are you talking
deserves.
about?
Underrated, under the table. He gets it this
You
year.
talk about the disrespect. You didn't pick him.
yes,
That's his point. He
that's
forgot
my
to put him on
point.
the list.
I'm embarrassed for
You,
myself,
you
man.
guys were all ready for me to pick a Tiger, but here I go. I pick a Cleveland player.
Here you go again on your own.
Yeah. Skubal, if he's healthy, still wins the Cy Young. McGonigal wins the Rookie of the Year. The NL, I don't know who wins the Rookie of the Year. I don't really care.
Can Drake?
Cy
To be
Young?
honest. Cy Young.
Wait. Can Drake Baldwin win it again?
no,
Oh,
no, famously no.
Yeah.
Famously, no.
And then Cy Young. Yeah, I'm in the mood of just making people anxious and upset about what I said. Christopher Sanchez from the Phillies. I'm throwing it all in on the Phillies. I have them in the World Series. Sanchez was phenomenal last year. Takes the step up. He's going to be your Cy Young.
I gotta tell you, Sean Connor's gonna be really, really happy with this.
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't come on here like I said before. I'm no Colin Cowherd where I just take all the easy picks and then gloat about how I'm right so often because I take the obvious picks. You know, I'll gloat if I'm right about some of these harder picks. So I'm taking Jose Ramirez and Christopher Sanchez as my big surprises.
Shout out Sean Connor's Sorry in Advance podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the podcast last week. And we
Fun
really
to
enjoyed it.
talk to. I
Really
enjoyed
was.
it. Your team is going to be great, and they'll lose to mine in the World Series.
I like it.
Thank you, Tyler.
I wish I had a voice. I have so many things to say.
Well, based on the amount of time we've been on here, I think we're all glad that you don't because
that's
we've
true.
gone longer than we expected.
Less than you'd think.
Well, here's the exciting part is we got 160 games of baseball left. And
I love that.
that is going to feel real good as long as you're not watching certain teams. We've got a summer of nothing but Gold Glove plays and towering home runs and hustle doubles. It's going to be awesome.
I agree. We're really excited for the summer of baseball. We're really excited also in 7 days. We're doing our first live show.
7 days.
7 days.
Sorry, that's for your other podcast.
That's a different show. Yeah, I agree. But we are really excited to be at Urban Forage Cidery and Winery this Saturday, April 4th at 1 p.m. We have a lot of people that are coming to support us, and we want you to be some of those as well. So please make your plans accordingly. I promise I will have a different voice by then. It may be a worse one, but I'll have a different one. We're going to have something really fun for the live show. We're not going to do just our traditional talk about baseball in the standings and go prospects. We're going to rein Josh in a little bit. We're
actually going to just tie him up.
Yeah, no kidding.
To a chair.
We're going to tie him up a little bit. He is at the same time one of the things that makes a swing and a miss as good as it is. So we hope that you will come out and support us on April 4th, 1 p.m. Urban Forage Winery and Cidery and Winery. I will get that someday.
It's alphabetical.
Cidery and Winery. Thank
Go.
you. I closed my screen. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much to Jeff for setting it up with us, and we are very excited to do it. And we hope that you can make it out. We really do. I have nothing else to say about that. We're really excited about that.
I'm hoping that your voice is going through a metamorphosis right now, and on the backside of this, you've just got an Australian accent for some reason.
Oh, I thought that his voice was going to be a beautiful butterfly.
The butterfly might be, I have an Australian accent.
Yeah, let's go with that. Or just pretend.
Welcome to Overreaction Season. Thank you so much for joining us. Nels, Josh, Tyler, Colin, who's sitting out there on the couch. Anybody have any last minute thoughts that you want to bring to the table?
I'm very excited to crown a brand new World Series champion.
Baseball is fun.
Except I picked the Dodgers, so they're going to win it again.
You mean a different reigning champion?
No. That doesn't make any sense. That's gobbledygook. It's hogwash. It's hearsay. You've gone haywire.
Hearsay.
Yeah. Everybody else has tuned me out.
Josh, last minute thoughts.
I love baseball. I'm very excited for meaningful baseball to be happening again. And go baseball.
Tyler.
Let's make up after this, okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Nah, I hate
Colin, any thoughts?
Last year was the most baseball I've ever watched, and I had an absolute blast. And genuinely, I'm just super excited to watch even more this year. So I encourage y'all to do the same.
Colin, you are going to get more baseball than you've ever had in your life. You're going to regret this, but you're going to love it also.
We're going to open up your mouth, put a funnel in it, and just cram it full of baseball.
Speaking of baseball, check out our other show. Haven't seen that in forever. We have a new episode dropping tomorrow, Sunday, 3/29.
Yes.
Cool. We will be again live at Urban Forage Cidery and Winery this Saturday, April 4th at 1 p.m.
In downtown Minneapolis.
If you don't come, we will
Cry.
and execute you. Oh, no.
Is that
sorry.
Wesley Snipes meme where he's crying and holding the gun?
No,
what?
sorry. Cry. We'll cry. Sorry. Jeez. So sorry. Anyone's family?
We will execute a terrific live show.
Anyone's family?
Oh,
coming?
that's not what I thought we were going to execute.
Tyler, your family coming? So is mine.
Mine's not.
Yeah, we don't love you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like wife and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ayo, but not your parents.
No, they're not going to fly out here for
That'd
this.
be ridiculous.
Absolutely not.
Your parents are in California.
Shout out to
Mine
Bill
are in
and Jeannie,
Florida.
but no.
Shout out Bill and Jeannie. I will hope to meet you.
They'll
one
listen
day.
from afar and enjoy it like
Hey,
they
yo.
do every other week.
Okay, kids. That was our prediction show. We hope that you enjoyed it. And if you didn't and you think we're stupid, please tell us
In person.
in person.
Yeah, bring your tomatoes.
I don't know that we have agreed to that with the venue.
Doesn't matter. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll wear white.
Hey, he makes some fruit wines. So, take the tomatoes, make a tomato fruit wine because tomato is a fruit.
Oh, God, that sounds awful.
Tomato fruit wine.
It's basically a Bloody Mary wine. Let's do it.
sounds even worse.
I hate everything about this.
All right, let's wrap it up because
all right.
now we are we're rambling.
Rambling. There you go.
Rumbling,
That's a one.
rumbling, bubbling, rambling, all of the above.
All right, kids, we will see you next Saturday, April 4th at 1 o'clock at Urban Cidery and Winery.
Urban Forage. You missed a word.
Anyone else want to do this live read?
We will see you in 7 days at Urban Forage Cidery and Winery. Come and enjoy some live podcasting.
At 1 o'clock. We love you.
Play the game, love the game.
Play the game, love the game. Bye.